Calvin Ramsay, who definitely isn't homegrown because he's Scottish, and for some reason you have to be Welsh or English. But sort of breaking news on Calvin Ramsay, Neil Jones has confirmed that Liverpool hope to seal the signing of the Aberdeen teenager for $4 million in the next few days. Matty, we finally got a Trent backup who seems happy to be a backup. It's something we've needed for a long time. Trent can finally get some rest. He's highly, highly rated in Scotland. It's a under the radar signing that we desperately needed, wasn't it?
It makes sense in terms of knock-on effect with other signings as well, really, because you're bringing in a backup for Trent for, 4.4 million it can rise to. So it's probably not that much that we're paying at the start. And then you're selling Nico Williams for probably 15 million to Fulham. So that's an 11 million pound profit on the right back position that can then go into the transfer kitty. So it does make sense. Nico was at that level now where there's a World Cup round the corner. He needs to be playing week in, week out. No hard feelings for him on that sense. But Ramsey's going to come in, and if you never know, he could be like Tsimikas in the sense of you feel comfortable giving Trent a game off to recharge and stuff like that because you've got that decent of enough right back. He's played in the Scottish Premier League. I know it's nowhere near as good as the Prem, but he's still played in and around a first team squad, a professional squad. So he's got that tiny bit of experience under his belt, and he's coming in as a backup when we get to sell Nico. It's a no-brainer for me, really. And if he's not ready to play just yet, we've got Joe Gomez who can cover right back. So it makes sense completely for Liverpool to do that. And I think we all knew someone would be coming in because of Nico going. Who, by the way, I think his performance in the Wales game could probably boost his price up by at least another $500,000 because he was outstanding the other day.
Yeah, I mean, Tino, it's a good trade-off, isn't it? We sell Nico Williams for 15 million. We bring in someone younger, someone maybe a bit more similar to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who can learn under him if Trent, for some reason, ever wants to maybe turn into prime Stevie G for a few seasons. But it's a great deal, isn't it? We sell Williams and we get Ramsey in.
Yeah, it makes total sense. It makes total sense. It's something the club has kind of progressed towards over a number of years. Over the last 10 or so years, the club has really focused on quality young academy players rather than quantity. And then if they're not going to make the grade at Liverpool, you've still got an unbelievable player who you can sell for a decent amount of profit. I do wish Nico Gomez all the best, but it's clear to see I don't think he was a Liverpool right back, and he certainly isn't willing to wait around and learn more under Jürgen over the next couple of years. He clearly wants to be out and playing regularly. So to bring in someone like Calvin Ramsay, who's played a decent amount of games for Aberdeen this season, 33 games in what has been a somewhat disappointing season for them in Scotland. And considering how highly rated he is up there, is a very good move. We seem to be very focused on young players, bringing them through into the academy, playing a couple of seasons in and around the first team squad, and then spinning them for a profit if they don't really hit the heights that we expect them to. We see that a lot with the club. It's the way we've been going over the last couple of years. So even if it doesn't work out, it's still a very low risk transfer.
Like Ben Davis.
Sorry?
Like Ben Davis. I think you buy him low risk, sell him for a profit.
Yeah.
I think as well, Jay, you look at players, right backs at the moment, the world does seem to have an influx of great right backs, Tariq Lamptey, Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's Jed Spence, who is reportedly going to be joining Tottenham for like 15, 20 million or something like that. If this Calvin Ramsay kid is as high, we spoke to Kieran Fleming, a journalist who covers Aberdeen, and Calvin Ramsay is like their shining star up there. Very highly rated, wonder, Writer's Young Player of the Year, I think, or the fans, one of them, in a team that didn't do too well in the league. So for 4 million, you can't complain, can you?
No, not at all, mate. As long as he doesn't turn out like Danny Wilson, if anyone remembers him. No, it's like what Matty said, mate, before. It's a no-brainer. We're going to get good money for Nico, who barely gets a sniff, and we're bringing in a kid who's younger, potentially has got as much potential as him, and it's for 4 million. So there's no risk involved. If it doesn't work out, you probably sell him at a similar fee back to Scotland or the Championship or whatever. So yeah, it's a good transfer, mate. Young, good prospect.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you've said there, Jay. It's a zero risk transfer. You probably, by the time he's 22, he will have said, we'll be able to say he's played for Liverpool. He could have won a few Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, and we sell him for 15 million if he's rubbish. So
I think he comes in as well in a sense of like, look, he's playing with the captain of Scotland there. So if he's got to impress anyone, he's got to impress Andy Robertson. So if he's that consistent in training, Andy Robertson's going to say to Steve Clarke, you need to bring this kid up to Scotland. So he's got a point to prove there as well to get into the Scotland first team, and there's no better point to prove it than in front of the Scotland captain. So I think it's a no-brainer, and he's going to come with that bit between his teeth to prove everyone that can be great and successful.
100%.